right? We can be subject matter experts and we can have great technical skills and knowledge. But if you don't know how to get people, a group of, in my case, I have 70 employees, to go along with you, right? To go to prepaid postage, to go from 10 ballot drop boxes to 70. How are you going to engage and motivate and encourage a group of people to do that kind of work, right? And to do good elections and to run great elections that are accurate and secure and all those things? You've got to also figure out how you're going to lead people. So I think that's kind of one of the biggest kind of gaps I see is that you see people that do really great work. They've mastered the information. They've got it dialed. And then that sort of social skills, those interpersonal skills where you can talk to people, aren't there. And they can be really, you can be really challenged with that.
In our schools and in our different communities that we're a part of, we face the challenge of being with people who aren't willing to change and who don't feel comfortable stepping out of their comfort zones. What advice can you give us on encouraging them to step out of their comfort zones and try new things, even if it isn't what they grew up with or what they've been taught?
That is a fantastic, fantastic question. How do you really get people sort of out of those sort of comfort zones? How do you really have people sort of challenge themselves? Well, I'll tell you, if I see you do it, I'm more likely to do it, right? It's kind of like leadership too, like you display that behavior. If you're asking someone for them to feel comfortable, for them to challenge themselves, but you wouldn't be willing to do that, that's a problem, right? So I think part of that is that you've got to display that same behavior, right? If you're asking a peer to do something like run for office or to go doorbelling to get people to register to vote, or you're working on a campaign and you're doing calls to get money, or those sort of things, is that you too would do that as well, right? And that you show and display that. Or that if you have someone who's really scared or really uncomfortable, I had people that held my hand, and you could be that person. You can be a hand holder, which means that I'll go with you to go do the doorbelling for the first 5 times. I'll be here right by your side, and if it gets uncomfortable, you can pull your right ear and I'll take over. So people want a little bit of a parachute, people want to feel like they're not going to fail. And so I think that displaying that you're challenge yourself in the same way, I think is important, especially as a leader, right? I wouldn't, if I'm asking my team to work till midnight, I'm going to work till midnight too.
So what advice can you give us to focus less of our time on those distractions and more on the purposes and the goals that we set for ourselves?
Make sure that you've had some other people there to keep you accountable, right? Like that you're trying to go off and you're trying to do this, but you can't. And so you just, you can't sort of get distracted. My family members are outside the window right now. It's distracting the heck out of me. If I go like this, can you see me try to shoo them away? So you're going to get distracted in that. You want to really kind of create a roadmap for your own work, right? So that it helps keep you guided. Because as a leader, your team needs that consistency. They need that structure. They're going to need that reliability. If you're off, everything that comes up is something you're going to give your attention to, you're going to lose your whole team. You've got to have a kind of, when you put together those goals and those priorities, you spent time with it, right? So when I create priorities and goals at the elections office, I'm not doing that over here by myself. Oh, heavens no. I am working with the entire group of 70 employees. I'm asking community people. I'm bringing buy-in for all of that sort of stuff. And that creates our roadmap just for that exact reason.